part of the video. Again, the only reason I'm doing these little increments is just in case I screw up. I don't have to start all the way from the beginning, which can be a pain in recording these. All right, so what we're looking at is pretty amazing dinosaur bone, but if we look up here at our total points, we have almost 500,000 polygons. So even if we brought that into Maya and we brought in like maybe 20 of these bones and we tried to rig it and animate it, it would crash and burn. So what we're going to do is some tricks to get it ready for either Maya or definitely get it ready for Unreal or Unity or whatever game engine you're going to do. So we want a really low polygon version of this and also a high polygon version of this. And we're going to bring it into Substance Painter so we can bake out some really beautiful normal maps and other maps for this. So it's either ready for a rendering or either for a game engine like Unreal. I think that's probably the pipeline I'll show you, but I'll show you the other ways of exporting maps. Again, this is a lot of information. A lot of you will probably not get to that level. You'll probably just be doing the cleanup and prepping the files. All right, so let's go ahead and get going. We're going to go ahead and get out of this area here, and we're going to go to our subtool. And I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. All right, and it actually duplicates it spot on. So I'm going to go ahead and select this, and we're going to do a really quick Dynamesh with it. So I go to my geometry here, and it always takes me a second to find it. I don't know why it's so small when it's used so much. All right, I'm going to keep the resolution down to 128. We're not going to do high resolution. We kind of wanted a low polygon for the game engine. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hit Dynamesh. All right, so you can see this kind of bleeding through. That's fine. And one of the other things I want to do is do Z-Remesher too. All right, I want to show you kind of the reason why we do that. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. And so if we kind of move, again, your move tools are down here. So please don't try to start sculpting it. It's easy to do. All right, so our flow lines here are kind of wonky, and it did a pretty good job of doing a Dynamesh, but we actually want to kind of clean that up. And I could be wrong. Maybe Fat will explain to us a little bit more about what we want to use this Z-Remesher for. So we're going to go into what was it, geometry. So I'm going to click on here. We're going to go down here to Z-Remesher. Again, you'll get used to where these things are, but sometimes you just kind of have to look around. All right, so we're going to hit Z-Remesher and open that up. And we're going to go ahead and use the default 5 count, blah, blah, blah. And we'll click on here. All right, you're going to see all that geometry. Remember how it was kind of all wonky? And so this has better flow lines. So this isn't going to like retope like if you were going to do a biped character and you wanted perfect bends in the arms and so forth. But this does save you from retoping if to get better flow lines onto your form. All right, so I'm going to stop talking. So we're going to go up here and go up to our top here. And I want to add some more geometry to it. So I'm going to go ahead and divide this once, 2, 3. I'm going to go to 5. I did it with 6 last time, and it was just way too much. All right, so frame that in. You can start to see what this is starting to look like. So we still have our original down here saved, but we want to do a project all onto the surface. And that's why I went up to level 5. Again, if you really want some uber detail, go up to 6. This laptop won't be able to handle it, but if you're using something in Ares Lab or in the DOS Lab, it'll definitely be able to handle it with the robust machines. Again, your fan will be kicking on, so you don't want to destroy your computer over time. All right, so what we're going to do is go back to the original. I'm going to turn this one off. It is kind of weird how you select this, but I'm going to go ahead and select that like so and have that make sure it is on. I am going to hit Command D, or actually, maybe not do Command D. I'm going to show you how I did that. Geometry and divide. All right, so it's a second division. All right, so from here, I'm going to work on getting it ready for projecting. So we have to do one other thing before we do project all. All right, so right now I'm going to stop the video, and then I'll start with the third video in just a second.